statement, and we'll take questions. Coach?
Well, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Chicago State. They deserve to win the game tonight. Wesley Cardette was fantastic tonight. I thought their kids were really ready to play. They had more energy than us to start the game. And we just never could really do a good job defending them. I mean, offensively we can talk about some things, but 73 should have been enough. We didn't defend the dribble penetration, their play five guards. And once they got the lead, it kind of altered how we had to do things. We went small and tried to switch, and we just could never kind of keep the ball out of our paint. And then give them credit. I thought we settled in a little in the second half. We got the 7-point lead. We missed some free throws there in that stretch. It should have been probably a 10-point lead, but it was 7. And then they came right back and hit back-to-back threes, and then I think got a back-cut dunk. They scored 8 points, kind of went from 7 up to 1 down, and then, you're kind of going possession by possession those last couple minutes. But, obviously our guys are really disappointed. We win and we lose together. It's collective responsibility in our locker room, and we didn't do the job tonight. And, I told our guys, you get what you deserve. When you come out and play great, a lot of times you get what you deserve with wins. And when you come out and you get outplayed and you aren't there. And I think the thing about our guys that we have to really understand is the beauty of when we play really well is when we're connected as a group, and we feel like it's 5 guys playing as one. And I felt tonight it wasn't selfishness, but I just thought we weren't together. We just were fragmented. We were frustrated, and we never really came together the way we needed to win the game, and credit them. They made a lot of play. They made their down the stretch, right? They took care of the ball. They made their free throws, and, they deserved to win the game.
Coach, normally you guys have a very strong turnover differential. Tonight it was even at 14. Yeah. How much of that do you attribute to Chicago State's defense? What were you seeing out there tonight?
Yeah, I have to attribute some of it to their defense. They're active. They mix and match their presses. They try to get the ball out of Bue's hands, have other guys bring the ball up the floor. They have very active hands. They're quick. They're athletic. And, for us, 14, we've been averaging, about 8 turnovers a game, so, having 14 turnovers is too much. And I thought some of it was sloppiness on our part. We got the ball in bad spots in the deep corners at times. Had some sloppy ones, I thought, in the first half when we had the lead, and we kind of got disjointed for a while, and that's how they got back in the game. But, yeah, it was them, their activity, and coupled with some sloppiness on our part with ball security.
What was the difficulty of guarding this lineup? You talked about kind of switching it in between putting in 5 guards for you, but also switching in with Matt. What was the decision?
We played traditional early in the game, and I just thought they really had us spread out. They had the 5 guards, and they were really getting downhill on us, and we felt like let's take a look at switching everything and trying to keep the ball. Maybe it could keep everything compact a little bit. And I think at times, it helped. It was good. But, then you sacrifice a little bit when you don't have a big on the floor, a little bit on the glass, some of that. And it's not really a lineup we've played a lot, in the bulk of the game. We finish games like that a little bit when we have a lead. But it was just we were just trying to shake it up a little bit. And once they got the lead playing their style, it kind of forced us to match to that. And, it just kind of, and then we went back. Then I thought we needed to go back to Matt, and we went back to him the last 4 minutes there. And, he did some good. So it was just, we had some difficult matchups out on the floor, and their players did a really good job of exploiting them.
You guys
Chris,
sorry. Out-rebounded tonight. Can you just kind of speak to what needs to get better with the rebounding, especially going against a team that doesn't really have any traditional big men?
Yeah, it's a lot of rebounding is effort, positioning. Will just go get the ball, right? Just fight and go get it. And, certainly that's an area that we have to really address. going forward is our defensive rebound, because there were a lot of possessions I thought we played really good initial defense, and then we just weren't able to get the board. And if you continue, I mean, they got 8 offensive rebounds tonight. I felt like a few of those were just really key when we had some good stops, and then all of a sudden they get it and get fouled or had a stick back. So there's no question, the defensive rebound has got to be a point of emphasis and a collective, responsibility. I said we got to be a team rebounding team. We got to have multiple guys get in there and rebound the ball. Our main guys they all got to get in there. Guards, forwards, big guys. It's an area we got to really improve on going forward.
Coach Boo seemed like he was kind of clutching at his left shoulder after diving for the ball, but eventually kind of seemed like he walked it off. Is there any concern there of anything long term? I
haven't heard anything, so no update on that. I mean, he finished the game and seemed to be okay, so I think he's going to be. I think he just kind of fell on that loose ball.
Chris, that team just wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
The top player just wouldn't go away.
Yeah, they give him credit. These guys know they cover me all the time. Like, a lot of times, when you lose a really tough game, you come in and you just talk about all the things that we didn't do well. And certainly there were, but give them credit. They were prepared. They played with energy. And every time we tried to get away from them a little bit, they responded. They made shots. They, forced turnovers. They got in the open floor. They got to the basket. You have to give their kids a lot of credit, and made free throws. They took care of the ball late, made all their free throws. I think they only missed one, in the last couple minutes. So they did everything. They were worthy of winning tonight. I told our guys, they were worthy of winning the game, and they deserve credit for that.
Coach, Wesley Carnett shot 10 of 12 from 2 in
Yeah.
this game. Is that more attributed to you guys not playing your traditional defense, or it's just him being able to finish at the rim?
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I mean, I obviously I don't want to speak before kind of identifying. I mean, he got downhill. I thought in the first half he got to the basket, had a real key basket. We had a little bit of a miscommunication where, we were up 2, there with a couple minutes to go, and he got downhill and got a left-handed layup. He played great. And then that being said, I thought he hit a couple big threes too. I mean, when the game was tied there, he jumped up and made a big 3, I think over Matt, outstretched arms. So he played a tremendous game, and we had a really hard time stopping him.
You talked about frustration. That was a key part for your guys tonight as this game went on. How do you think that played a role as, the final 10 minutes and kind of blew that 7-point lead?
Yeah, I didn't think we were as connected as we needed to be. And ultimately that's my responsibility. In timeouts, we were trying to get there. We were trying, but, I just felt the way the game was going, some frustration set in. I never felt like we came together, the way we needed to. And that being said, I think we got up. Ryan got fouled there, and I think made 1 of 2 to put us up 7. And I'm thinking, all right, let's just settle in, let's get some stops, and then they scored 8 straight. So it wasn't what we need. When we're at our best, we're really connected on both ends. We're talking. Our huddles are animated. Guys are talking the game. I just thought we were very quiet tonight. Our energy wasn't needed where it needed to be, and our talk wasn't where it needed to be in order to win the game.
When you guys went small, it was really working there for a handful of minutes, and then the tides kind of flipped and they were able to go on that run. Do you attribute that to them kind of it being an expiration date on that lineup and them figuring out how to attack the small lineup, or what do you attribute that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, we got the 7-point lead, and then I thought they hit 2 huge threes. I think the kid Davis hit one of them, late clock. And then the next possession, I think Cardette hit one. And then he had a back cut out of the corner where he got a dunk off of penetration. So I don't know if it was an expiration date. We were trying to find, sometimes when it's not going well and you're in a game, you're just trying to find something. You're trying to find something, trying to adjust. And we had some success with it. And, and obviously it wasn't about the offense. I mean, I thought we got good shots. We got to shoot better from the free throw line, 13 for 20. thought we left some points at the table at the line, but this game was lost by defense in the glass and then turnovers. Those to me, if you the earmark three things that really stand out, was our 14 turnovers and our inability to stop them off the dribble and then finish possessions with rebounds.
Time for a couple more, Matt.
Coach Blake Preston didn't play tonight. Was he available? And then also, you didn't go to either him or Luke Hunger in the second half.
Yeah.
What was kind of the feel?
Well, we went small. We went small. Blake he was a little under the weather. He was available, but he was a little bit under the weather. And we ended up going small. That was the adjustment we made, and it got us the lead. For a while, we like I told you, we were trying to keep our defense. We felt like we were getting driven, off the bounce, and we felt like if we went a little bit smaller and kind of switched a lot of stuff, maybe we could keep the ball in front of us and keep our defense a little bit compacted. And we just, all things considered, we had that lead. And then give those guys credit. They just never went away, and they kept making big shots and big plays, and, they ended up beating us at the end.
Last one,
You mentioned that you felt like the bench was a little quiet and didn't feel super connected. Do you attribute some of that just to like a winter break crowd, and how do you manufacture that energy?
Yeah, that's not an excuse. Obviously when you play games during this time, the students aren't here. You have to bring your own energy. That's not an excuse. We work hard. You play back. If you're in an empty gym, you should bring that kind of energy. It shouldn't matter if it's a sellout crowd or people are going nuts or if there's nobody there. You have to bring a standard of play each night, no matter what the atmosphere is, and we didn't do that tonight.
All right, that'll wrap us up.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Our players coming up shortly. Here with Ty Berry and Buie. Who are any questions? Matt?
Boo, Coach talked, you didn't really feel like there's the same connectivity the team usually has. Were you feeling that way that night, and what do you feel led to feel like unusually high amount of turnovers?
Yeah, I just think that we weren't poised early on, even later on in the game. I just felt like you said, like Coach said, we didn't come ready to play, and they did. Credit to them, but yeah, I think that we just didn't come ready to play, and we got beat.
Right.
For either of you guys, what was the message in the locker room after the game, and how do you guys use this as that just a learning experience for both?
Credit to them. They came ready to play, and we didn't. And at the end of the day, it's basketball. They're Division I basketball players. They're good players, and if you don't come ready to play, you can lose to anybody. So you just and how important every game is, and to play as hard as you possibly can every game, and we just didn't show up today.
Right.
Wesley Hurd had 30 points. You know what? In 10 of 12 from two, what was really the challenge in guarding him inside the arc?
Like we just said before, our connectedness. Our team is really, it takes everybody out there to be connected on defense for it to have success. And our talk early on and just throughout the whole game just wasn't great. And that's something that we're just gonna keep getting better at and just keep coming and working on. But yeah, I think it was just a connective thing. We wanted to go one-on-one a lot, and we weren't in the right spots. We were kind of just letting guys be comfortable, and we weren't pressuring the ball. So we didn't come ready to play.
Matt?
Ty, in a lot of some of those small ball lineups in the second half, you're kind of like the de facto power forward or four. How difficult is it for you to kind of fulfill that defense and rebounding role in that position?
I feel like we tried to, switch everything a little bit towards the end when we went small. And at the end of the day, you got to guard everybody. And so just trying to have the same mindset that I would if I was guarding a guard, being physical and trying to help a team on the glass.
Yeah, you guys, like you said, they're a D1 team and they're competitors. Were you surprised at their ability to keep coming back at you in this game? That you wrestled it away in the second half. It looked like you were kind of in charge. And then they still had a counterpunch.
I just think we let up, and you can't let up against anybody. The moment you let up, good players are going to see that and take advantage. So credit to them for taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and sorry to be repetitive, but it's literally like if we're locked in and ready to go like how we usually are, you know, I don't think they come back. You know, I think that we're able to dial in and, you know, put that game away. But just when you're unconnected and you're not ready to play, it's hard to win.
Next question.
You mentioned just Boo saying the team wasn't as connected as it could be. What things do you do to work on connectivity and becoming more connected? Is it just reps in practice, or is it kind of off the court? What needs to go into that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just both, you know. Obviously, more so on the court, you know, you got to practice it and just keep practicing, getting better. And, you know, it's just really something that, you know, the leaders are going to have to try to come in and force. And, you know, amongst the coaches and the leaders, you know, just getting guys to try to talk more. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, fellas.